How to properly wire a duplex receptacle. The receptacle must be properly wired to avoid danger to all occupants, overheating during operation and a possible house fire. NEC, National Electrical Code, covers all requirements for the proper installation of receptacles to ensure the safety of all occupants and the protection of the building. The requirements for receptacle installation in buildings are mainly covered in Articles 210 and 406 of the 2023 NEC. In residential buildings, all 15 and 20 amps, 125 and 250 volts all non-locking type receptacles must be tamper-resistant type. Most popular residential receptacles: Duplex Receptacle Classic in Decora style. Rear view of the receptacles. Both are made the same way, the only difference being the appearance of the front finish. Duplex receptacle details. Duplex receptacle, front view. Rear view. Side view with ground and neutral terminals. Side view with hot terminals. Yoke. 2 outlets for plugs which can be separated if needed. Slot for the grounding pin of the plug. Slot for the neutral pin of the plug. Slot for the hot pin of the plug. Description of the receptacle rating. Wall plate screw hole. Grounding wire connection terminal, green screw. Neutral wire connection terminals, silver screws. Hot wire connection terminals, gold screws. Tabs that must be removed to separate a duplex receptacle into 2 single receptacles, or when one part of the receptacle is controlled by a control device. Tab on the hot side of the receptacle. Screws securing the receptacle to the junction box. Description: the receptacle is tamper-resistant type TR. Ears supporting the receptacle on the finished wall, which can be cut off for specific installations. Push-in wire connection terminals. Wire release tabs from push-in connection terminals. A measure of how much insulation must be removed from the end of a wire to properly connect it to a receptacle. The receptacle wiring will be shown with a single cable located in the junction box. The junction box must be large enough to accommodate the cables and receptacle according to NEC calculations. 14. 2 nm, non-metallic sheathed, cable enters the junction box and is secured to a stud within 12 inches from the junction box entrance. Cable must be long enough to be properly spliced or connected to the device. Remove the cable sheath and trim the wires to the required length. The cable sheath shall extend into the junction box not less than 1/4 inch. The length of free wire from the removed cable jacket must be at least 6 inches. At least 3 inches of wire must extend from the front of the junction box. All wire lengths are made to NEC requirements. Strip the ends of the wires about 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch is perfect. Ends of the wires are stripped of insulation for approximately 1/2 inch. Make a loop at the end of each wire. Loops at the end of wires. NM cable wires. Bare, ground wire. White, neutral wire. Black, hot wire. Junction box wires. Ground wire, bare, that must be connected to the ground terminal, green screw, of the receptacle. Neutral wire, white, that must be connected to the neutral terminal, silver screw, of the receptacle. Hot wire, black, that must be connected to the hot terminal, gold screw, of the receptacle. Connect the ground wire, bare, from the junction box to the ground terminal of the receptacle, green screw. Ground wire connected to the receptacle. Make sure the loop on the wire is inserted under the screw in the same direction as the screw is tightened, clockwise. Connect the neutral wire, white, from the junction box to the neutral terminal of the receptacle, silver screw. The neutral wire is inserted under the screw clockwise and the screw is tightened. Tighten the unused second terminal screw to reduce the risk of accidental contact with a wire or hand when the receptacle is attached to the junction box. Connect the hot wire, black, from the junction box to the hot terminal of the receptacle, gold screw. Make sure this wire is also tightened clockwise. Tighten the unused hot terminal screw of the receptacle. Insert the wires into the junction box. Make sure the ground wire does not touch any of the hot screws of the receptacle. Secure the receptacle to the junction box and level it. Receptacle secured to the junction box. Install the receptacle wall plate. Installation completed.